today.
Yeah.
And
We doing lunch today? I mean,
yeah, we are.
I know we're doing a podcast, 75 minutes, 90 minutes. Sometimes it goes long. But are we doing lunch?
We're doing lunch. We're cutting this one short.
What are we doing for lunch today?
I don't know, man. Go around here somewhere. We did Laguna Madre last time. We went to Arby's. The only places that we haven't hit up would be like a Hooters or the LP.
Yeah.
I've gone to LP.
Man, Hooters will just knock me out, dude. I'll fall asleep.
Sazone, we've been there.
Taco salad sounds good, though, man.
Go to LP.
Yeah, we can do that.
Go to LP.
In-N-Out? Not In-N-Out Burger, just In-N-Out. Go eat, get the heck out.
Yeah.
Today's my last day before going on a 4-day trip.
Go see Jelly Roll.
Go see Jelly Roll.
You can get some autographed by Jelly Roll. You gonna wear your boots?
Yeah, I have my boots packed. I'm already packed, ready to go. I just have a lot of work to do before it's all said and done. You turn on the chat is on.
Yeah, it's on. What about cowboy hat? You gonna take cowboy hat?
Nah, dude, too ethnic. Too white.
You look like a vaquero, the Mexican cowboy.
Nah, dude. I can't pull off a cowboy hat. Like, complete poser if I do.
Mexican cowboy, dude, a vaquero. Just go as a vaquero.
Looking forward to Nashville tomorrow, man.
Oh, yeah, man. It's going to be good. Good change of weather for you, man. Coming from 100-degree heat.
79 degrees
79.
in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee
I
for a
bet
high.
you there's going to be no humidity out there. Low humidity.
Oh, I know. I haven't even checked that out yet. 35 seconds away.
You gonna indulge in any of the barbecue places over there?
Yeah, so I found a couple of restaurants that I'm going to go out to. One is called Pork and Barrel. I think is what it's called.
Oh, what's up, Chris Pettis?
Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
What's up, San Antonio? What's up, South Texas? This is Thursday here in San Antonio, Texas, home of your Spurs, Roadrunners, and San Antonio Missions and SAFC. My name is Mike Jimenez. That is Joe Garcia. It's going to be a big show today. Usually, we have a few topics that we kind of expand on. But today, Joe was like, dude, I don't know if we have enough time.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Too much to get into today. We're going to be off and running in a second. The chat lines are open on YouTube. Again, we're 906 subscribers strong, making our way to 1,000 slowly but surely. We're adding about 15 a week at this point, Joe.
Yeah, we are.
The party's going to happen when we hit 1,000.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen pretty quick too, man. I mean, we're going to hit that 100 subscriber mark here.
Yeah.
Our goal is 950 for the month I put, but I think we're going to go ahead and go over that and hit 100.
Yeah.
So that'll put us over at 1,000 or more.
That'd be badass,
Yeah.
man. You know, we do sports here. We do pop culture. We speak about nostalgia. Sometimes we start with sports. Sometimes we start with the pop culture, but we've so much to get into when it comes to things. First and foremost, the NBA Finals get going tonight, Game 1 in Boston between the Celtics and Mavericks. There was a very interesting question that was posed online that I saw, asking the question about legacies. Last week, we talked about the fact that if Kyrie wins this and gets a second chip, that he gets elevated in the pantheon, maybe becomes a first ballot Hall of Famer. But for Luka Dončić, if he gets one ring, as young as he is, does that make him a greater Maverick player than Dirk Nowitzki? Dirk Nowitzki, who's already been enshrined in the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame, one of the top scorers of all time. Is Luka greater than Dirk? You know, when we talk about the Spurs, we have Tim, Tony, Manu, Gervin, Robinson. We have a lot of different players that we can go around. But when it comes to the Mavericks, it's really just two. It's Dirk, it's Luka. I mean, those are the two greatest ones.
Yeah, I mean, you have Kyrie helping too, but I mean, he's not going to be known as Mr. Dallas Mavericks.
Correct.
That's going to be, I think right now it's still Dirk. if Luka wins.
If
maybe
Luka wins,
maybe that goes now to Luka.
Luka might be 25 years old and be the greatest Maverick of all time. So we'll have to get into that. JJ Redick is going to keep his podcast, it looks like, because the idea that he's going to become the Lakers head coach has come and gone out the door, out the window. Lakers reportedly in talks to sign a big name college basketball coach, the dude from UConn, Hurley. So we'll get into that as well. Congress is now getting in the way. We don't talk a lot of politics over here, but there's a U.S. congressman who wants to protect Caitlin Clark.
God, man.
Are you serious? Now Congress is getting involved in Caitlin Clark and the hard files against her. Kind of funny about that. We'll get into some pop culture. You have some stories, ideas that you want to get into about Bronny James at a potential destination being SA, San Antonio. Apparently, a former NBA player thinks that this would actually be the ideal spot for Bronny James. We'll hear about that. In pop culture news, tomorrow is going to be an end of an era. Pat Sajak is retiring from Wheel of Fortune. His last game show tomorrow. 41 seasons of Pat Sajak and Vanna White. By the way, Vanna White's Latina. Don't think a lot of people know about that.
I never knew.
But the big question about all of this is he the GOAT when it comes to game show hosts? I have a poll on Twitter at MJ Acquired Taste, and I've narrowed it down to 4. Okay, and I know people are going to come at me with like different names.
Yeah.
But I think there's really a Mount Rushmore, if you will, of game show hosts. You've got Bob Barker, you've got Pat Sajak, you got Alex Trebek, and Richard Dawson. I think that's the Mount Rushmore. Okay, as much as I liked Chuck Woolery in the past, I'm not going to put him in the Mount Rushmore. So you can go on to Twitter at MJ Acquired Taste. I literally posted this poll 10 minutes ago. So we can talk about that. And by the way, speaking of ends of an era, the era of Pepsi being the number 2 soda in the country has come and gone. There is now a new number 2 right behind Coca-Cola, a new number 2 soda. Can you guess which one that is?
Fanta.
I like the orange and the purple one.
I knew damn well you were going to say that.
Don't you want Fanta? Don't you? The Fanta girls were hot.
I know.
Now, is it Fanta or Fanta?
Fanta.
Dude, yesterday I was at McDonald's and I posted a photo of this on Twitter. I was so pissed off. Okay, first of all, I go to the McDonald's in my neighborhood, which is, pretty nice neighborhood. I went towards 211.
Yeah.
There's one up at Petranco in 1604. That is the ghetto McDonald's.
Oh,
okay.
God,
don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that this is the ghetto, but I'm saying in comparison to the new McDonald's on 211, it's the nice one. Like I go to the Chick-fil-A on 211. I don't go to the one on Petranco in 1604. The nicer ones are on 211.
Nah, the other one too that's nice at Chick-fil-A is the one that's on the access road of Highway 151.
That's a good one too.
They just opened it.
By the hospitals.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one too. So I go to the nice McDonald's. And of course, I hate the fact that they don't take your order anymore. At that one, it's a kiosk. So you have to be computer literate to make it happen. Not that I have any problem with it, but I think about it. If my folks went over there to go order food, they wouldn't be able to.
They'd be like, what is this?
Yeah, it's all this touchscreen stuff and all that stuff. And it says, take the number. Well, my kids, this happens all the time when you're a parent. You sit down and your kids ask for something. Oh, can you get me another soda? Can you get me a refill? I need a straw. I need some more ketchup. I need
napkins.
And you just keep getting up and going. And you kind of feel like just sitting at the counter at this point, right? I went over there. There was nothing there, man. There were no napkins. There was no ketchup. There were no lids for the soda. And I was like, my goodness. I got locked in, dialed in. I used to work at McDonald's. That was my first job ever. When I was 16 years old, I worked at McDonald's. And I was there going through the cupboards there underneath the soda machine and found all the stuff. And I just started putting it away. I found the large lids, made a row of them, found the medium lids, made a row of them, found the straws, put them in there, found the ketchup packets, refilled the bowl with ketchup packets, got the sauces, and I was putting them out there the way that it should be, and no one stopped me. No one stopped me.
Why would they? You're doing their job for them, man. How many people were working there?
Dude, I saw about 10 to 12 employees, and there was only like 3 people inside the restaurant itself, other than me and my kids. And there were maybe 4 cars outside. Okay. Do better. And that's why that's what makes Chick-fil-A elite. Chick-fil-A, they will get rid of your ass if you are not,
working
your ass off. They teach a work ethic at Chick-fil-A that's top tier, that's elite.
Yeah.
McDonald's is basically the Waffle House of fast food. Ghetto.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't go to McDonald's, man. I mean, I don't do that. I haven't gone to McDonald's in a while. McDonald's is falling off.
Now, we have to ask this question. This is maybe a poll question for Tuesday. What is the GOAT fast food breakfast? And I'm not talking about Bill Miller's or anything like that. Is it McDonald's? Is it Chick-fil-A? Is it Whataburger? Because I still think in a weird way that I gravitate towards McDonald's when it comes to breakfast.
McDonald's is cheeks, bro.
Dude, the McGriddle. The McGriddle's all that. Now,
you want to check the calorie count in that son bitch? Think you might think again.
Walking out with diabetes, getting out of there.
That's what that is. Diabetes and a little wrapper, man.
Hey, we are live right now on Facebook, Twitter,
Mr. Pibb,
and
man.
on YouTube.
Remember Mr. Pibb that drink?
Mr. Pibb, yeah.
That was elite. Dude.
Yeah, that was Dr. Pepper's dumber brother, right? Because he didn't go to medical school like
that
Dr.
was
Pepper
good.
did.
Dr. Pibb was elite.
Now, there's certain places that you go to where the soda does taste better. There are people who say that the Sprite at McDonald's is better than anywhere else that you can go.
It's proven that Sprite and the Coca-Cola, they hit different because they got a filter there at McDonald's.
Something different going on.
It's good there, man.
And then the Baja Blast at Taco Bell.
I don't do that shit. That's
but
nasty,
Baja
dude.
Blast is a thing, man. There are people who just go for that.
That's for the kids, man.
If you were to go to Taco Bell right now, some people go into Taco Bell not to buy food. They just want to get a big ass Baja Blast and bounce.
Yeah, man. That's for the kids, though, man.
I don't even know what it tastes like.
Yeah, I never had.
I just know that it's a thing.
I know my daughter likes it and my son.
This is no different than people who go to Bill Miller's and get tea
and
walk out.
We're looking at you, Rudy J.
Very cool, man. The YouTube stream is up and running. Again, we're 906 subscribers strong. The goal is to get to 950 by the end of this month. Get to 1,000 sometime next month. But if we get to 1,000 now, I had a friend who told me this yesterday. He goes, man, I'm proud that you got 906 subscribers. He said, if every loyal subscriber, the ones, the lifers, the ones who are in the threads every single day, because right now we see the names out there. We see Sith is out there, Tim, Vane, Sean Quintero, Mario Cavazos. Yeah. These are our core, right? But we probably have a silent majority of about 100 listeners, followers who don't take part in the chat.
Yeah, they watch it.
There are more people who take part just watching it without the chat than actually chat. The chat is the loud minority. Yeah. Okay. But if everyone got one additional subscriber today, called a friend, called a coworker, called a family member, and said,
1,000.
I'm going to make it a mission for every single one of you guys, Mario, Sean, Sith, Vane, David Outwater. Dude, I don't care if we get even more from the Netherlands, right? With Garrett, right? Get me one more subscriber. Get Joe one more subscriber today. Let's pump those numbers.
Kind of sounded like a preacher.
Dude,
it
is.
Let me pass the collection plate.
Pass the collection plate. By the way, yesterday was my 1-year anniversary of being laid off from San Antonio Sports Star. Found that out yesterday. I was going through my Facebook. I don't go through Facebook very often, but it was the 1-year anniversary of that. And I tell you what, though, blessing in disguise. Blessing in disguise. But I did get James Pledger reach out to me, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but he reached out to me yesterday.
Yeah.
He sent me a video of me and him doing our shows together back in 2019.
Okay.
And it was funny because I went through 10 minutes of it all. And it was basically 2 minutes of this show, 2 minutes of that show. My friend Chris Palmer had put it all together a while back, and Pledger had it. And he sent it to me. So this is 2019. This is 5 years ago. Dude, guess what I was talking about 5 years ago on there?
Demon Mike.
Well, partly. But I was talking about how, I said, I know Pop has had a good run. It's time for him to leave. I don't want him part of the rebuild. I was saying that in 2019. This was before the 5 years in a row of losing records before it all started.
Upcoming six.
Before it all started, I was calling for his head.
God.
Also, I went on this whole thing about how the Cowboys need to lock up Dak Prescott and how it's confusing me that people were pissed off that he was asking for $35 million. I was like, lock down that guy for $35-40 million for a long time because the price is going to go up. And what happens? It's now at $60 million.
Look at Bear County Social. He says throwing up emoji with McDonald's.
Yeah.
And look at Mario Cavazos.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons why, doing a live stream is so, I guess, think it fast forward, now compared to radio to the live stream now is the reason, like Mario Cavazos says, the reason the podcast is the best is due to the interaction with us and not ignoring our asses.
Yeah, you help guide the show. You help guide the show. Now, I don't read every single one of them as the show goes on. You do pop up the best of the best. Yeah. But I do have I wish that a lot of our faithful listeners could actually come over here and just watch the system and how it all works.
Yeah.
And what I'm viewing when doing this show. But again, 906 subscribers strong. We're now going to be doing more on TikTok. If you've noticed last few days, I've been posting these clips of the show, and I know you have the software, Joe, that we're going to be posting shorts and reels on Instagram and also on YouTube. I want to be more active on TikTok because if I get 1,000 subscribers on TikTok, I can then go live on TikTok. I'm at 260. I've never made a push for TikTok subscribers. So if you want to find me on TikTok,
I
hope you don't mind this.
Go ahead.
But the handle is Alamo City Sportscast.
There you go.
It's just is what it is. Now we're posting some videos on there as well, getting some content, getting some engagement from people who haven't watched the show before, because that's what this is. This is a variety show, okay? When you listen to sports talk radio here in San Antonio, the first hour, second hour, third hour, and fourth hour are all the same.
Yeah.
Because they believe that you're only going to watch or listen for 10 minutes. But a lot of people who listen to this show listen the whole hour and a half without commercials. We bring more content to it all than anybody else does. And whenever I come out and say that this is the best sports talk show in San Antonio, part of that is me being prideful. Part of that is me being a little arrogant. But it's true.
Yeah.
What you and I have here is very good, but it is incumbent upon our core listeners to go out there and say, pound the pavement for us. Get us 2 or 3 more subscribers today.
Yeah, and also, if you like what we're doing, man, hit the like button. For everybody who's in the chat right now, hit the like button. It helps us with the algorithm, and gets us in front of more eyes. So hopefully that'll get us more subscribers.
Let's get the show going, man. NBA Finals tonight. Game 1 between the Boston Celtics and Dallas Mavericks. This is taking place at TD Garden in Boston. Boston favored by about 6 points. A lot of Spurs fans cheering for the Celtics because Derek White is over there. We did that poll last week asking the question, who do you want to cheer for, Dallas or Boston? More than 300 people voted in San Antonio, and 51% said Dallas, which proves that we don't have much of a rivalry with the Mavericks up the I-35. But I saw this post yesterday, and I went back and forth with a lot of people about this because Luka Dončić is arguably the best player in all the NBA right now. Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? He might be that for the next couple of years, and at some point it's going to be Victor Wembanyama. For so long, it had been LeBron James, and then Nikola Jokic took the throne, won 3 out of 4 MVPs. Probably should have won 4 in a row, but they were like, the voters were like, we're just going to give it to Joel Embiid. But Luka Dončić is just 25 years old and is 4 games away from winning his first NBA championship. And when you take a look at the history of the Dallas Mavericks, the Mavericks have won 1 NBA Finals in their history. That was back during our heyday as Spurs fans, right, with Tim, Tony, and Manu, when Dirk Nowitzki won back in the day, about 15 years ago. When you look at Luka Dončić and his stature within the Mavericks organization, is it sacrilegious, if you will, to say that he would be considered the greatest Dallas Maverick of all time at 25, even though Dirk Nowitzki had a Hall of Fame career, even though Dirk Nowitzki won an MVP, even though Dirk Nowitzki won an NBA championship over there in Dallas? is it weird to say that? Because from the outside looking in, you can look at it and say, okay, well, Dirk Nowitzki is one of the 5 greatest scorers in NBA history. I mean, he had nearly 40,000 points for his career. NBA champion in 2011, Finals MVP in 2011, MVP in 2007, 14-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA first team, 5-time All-NBA second team, 3-time All-NBA third team. He made a 50-40-90 team in 2007, right?
Yeah.
One of the greatest scorers of all time. And then you take a look at all that he did in Europe, right? But let's not count the Europe. Let's count what he did with the Mavericks. People are looking at me like, dude, Dirk Nowitzki had this longevity, this long career. And I can see that argument. But the argument when it comes to Luka Dončić being the greatest Maverick of all time is the fact that even though, in my eyes, because I lived it, okay? I'm 47 years old. You want to go back to 2007? I was 30 years old. At no point, as great as Dirk Nowitzki was, and he's arguably the greatest international player of all time, as great as he was, at no point did anybody ever consider him to be the best player in the NBA. The throne was being passed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You had Michael Jordan passing it to Hakeem, right? When he took the 2 years off, it went back to Jordan, and then at some point it went to Kobe, went to Shaq, it went to Duncan, went to LeBron, and it was LeBron for a long period of time. Then it was Steph Curry, and then so on and so forth. And people are looking at me going, well, Jimenez, I mean, he won the MVP. Steve Nash won back-to-back MVPs. At no point was Steve Nash the best player in the NBA. All the MVP award is that you got votes. You got votes. Doesn't mean that you were the best player. You were just voted the MVP. But Luka Dončić right now, if he wins this NBA Finals, 2 weeks from now, if he's hoisting up the Larry O'Brien Award, right? Yeah. He has the championship trophy up in the air, and he is the Finals MVP. People will consider Luka Dončić, as of 2024, for this calendar year, the greatest player on the face of the earth. They're going to say it's no longer Jokic. That is what's up for grabs right now. That's the immortality of what's going on with Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, and beyond of the NBA Finals. Luka Dončić can cement himself as a legend at 25. And I know it's just one chip, but we're talking about the Mavericks, right?
Yeah.
If Victor Wembanyama goes out and wins a championship for the Spurs in 2028, he's not the greatest Spur of all time because that's Duncan. Duncan's got 5 rings. Duncan is a Hall of Famer, all that stuff. But the comparison that you have for the Mavericks is they don't have a Tim Duncan. They have a Dirk Nowitzki who only has 1 chip, and he played for the Mavericks for 15 years?
His whole career.
And he only has 1 chip.
Yeah.
If Luka can go in there at 25, be the best player in the world, the best player in the NBA, and bring a chip to Dallas, he'd be the greatest Maverick of all time in my eyes. Now, when you put him rack and stack of the greatest players of all time, it's weird to say this. Obviously, the greater player is Dirk Nowitzki, but to me, the greatest Maverick would still be Luka. What say you? Our chat line is open right now. Sith Elias coming out saying Dirk is greater than Kobe. Wouldn't go that far. I think they're pretty close to each other. People give me crap because they say that I'm weird because I don't like having Kobe in the top 5 of all time. And yeah. I have Kobe somewhere between 8 and 10.
Look at what Van Stain says. He says, Dirk would gladly hand the trophy over to Luka.
That's what I'm saying. Dirk is such a great guy, man. I mean, that is the superstar that you want. One of my favorite things about Dirk Nowitzki is the pregame when he would walk into the stadium, and instead of bringing food in a bag, like takeout, his wife would provide him with Tupperware, and he's coming in with with leftovers. It was great, man.
Oh,
but you know what? Dirk Nowitzki is invited to the barbecue.
Look at what Sean says. Thanks, Sean, for watching, by the way, too.
Now, Sean saying that you knew that Dirk's fadeaway was coming, but still couldn't stop it. That was greatness. Now, I will say that about Dirk Nowitzki is that he had an iconic shot.
That one-legged.
And the great players do. For the Spurs, you had Tim Duncan with the bank shot.
Yeah.
You had the Euro step for Manu. You had the floater, the teardrop for Parker. You go back on to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with the sky hook. They all have these signature shots out there. The greatest ones oftentimes do. Dirk Nowitzki fading to the left. He never faded to the right. It was the fade to the left, and he could knock it down. Now, the reason why people couldn't guard it was because he was 7 foot.
Yeah.
And we hadn't seen that. We hadn't seen a 7-footer come out there and knock down threes at the clip that he did. The guy was amazing at threes.
Dirk could shoot the ball, period.
But it's the question about the longevity versus that short burst, the greatness of the shortest burst. Obviously, the longevity is there with Dirk Nowitzki. But he was never the best player in the NBA.
Look at what David Outwater said. Luka is 25, so he wins the chip. He is better than Dirk.
It took a lot for Dirk to get there. Now, you can say that Dirk took his Mavericks team to a title with an inferior team. The current Mavericks right now are not very deep.
Yeah,
I mean, they have Derek Lively as a rookie who's getting serious run, serious burn.
Yeah, you just got Luka and Kyrie and a bunch of role players.
Luka, Kyrie, and a bunch of role players is what it is. And we say this all the time. You need one you need one player to be like to win some games.
Yeah.
You need 2 all-stars to make some noise. You need 3 to win. They might win it without that third one.
Yeah, because Luka and Kyrie are just that damn good.
And Luka's gotten some rest. And I know a lot of Spurs fans get pissed off about Luka because they call him a crybaby. All the stars cry.
LeBron,
Tim.
everybody
They all
cried,
do.
man.
They all do.
Tony never cried.
Tony never cried. Yeah, Kobe never cried.
Manu,
Shaq never cried. Michael never cried.
come on.
I mean, it comes
Come
with the,
on.
it comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. But Luka is the most cerebral player out there.
David Robinson never cried. Missed fell. Come on, man.
The thing about Luka, though, that I find to be funny is his greatness without having the athleticism that others have. He is not a very athletic guy.
Yeah.
In fact, he's considered to be out of shape. Now, he seems to be in better shape this year than in years past.
He's rocking the dad bod.
He rocks the dad bod.
Yeah.
Did you see what Michael Finley did?
What did he
After
say?
the game?
Oh, he took away the
He
beer.
took the beer away. He was like, put that crap away.
Dude, he was drinking a beer with his dad. Michael Finley came and took the beer out of his hand and then walked. He's like, he took a sip too. He's like,
yeah. But Luka Dončić, man, so cerebral. I don't know how long of a career he's going to have with that body. But right now, he gets to the line a lot. And people get upset that he gets to the line so often, but it's not because he cries for it. He suckers people into the air. How many people are going to buy that pump fake every single time? He gets them in the air, and they don't go straight up in the air. They go towards him. He knows it. He goes straight up. It's an automatic foul.
yep.
So smart, man. So smart. Again, game 1 tonight. Who you got game 1 tonight?
I got the Mavs winning this one, dude. I think they're going to go ahead and give the Celtics a run for their money, man. I think it's going to be pretty close for at least the first half. I think in the second half, the Mavs are just going to wind up pulling away, especially in that fourth quarter. That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
This is going to be the game. If the Celtics want to get one, this is going to be the one to get. But I don't know if they're capable of doing that because they're soft.
It's over.
They're soft.
It's over if the Mavericks win game 1.
Yeah.
Now, if the Celtics win game 1, Mavericks just have to go in there and get the split. But if Boston comes out and lays an egg, I'm like, oh my God, this might be over quicker than we thought. Chris Gonzalez reaches out and says Dirk is the face of the Mavs, but Luka is the greatest. Similar to how Robinson is the face of the Spurs, while Duncan is the greatest. Very good point. That's a very good point. Tonight, Vegas has the Celtics winning handily, favored by 6.5 points. Over under of 215. So Vegas thinks that Dallas is going to lose this game in a low scoring affair. Why would it be low scoring?
Celtics ain't locking up nobody, dude.
They ain't knocking back anybody.
No.
I mean, is it weird to say that this might all hinge on Derek White? I mean, who's Derek White going to guard? Is he going to guard
Luka
or Kyrie?
He's going to get cooked if he guards Kyrie, dude.
Dude, if Luka, I mean, I would say that if Derek White can slow down one of those two,
Yeah.
then Boston has a chance. And Derek White, again, he's one of the best defenders in all the NBA. He made one of the all NBA defensive teams. I don't see him stopping Kyrie.
You know, it was Kyrie, I think, is in the heads of the Boston Celtics, because I read an excerpt. I forgot, it was on the X, right?
Yeah.
And they asked one of the opposing players from the Celtics, right? They asked him, how do you guard Kyrie? How do you stop Kyrie? And his response was, you pray.
D'Lo reaches out and says, "This is the most exciting finals in years." I buy it. I buy it because this is a matchup where you don't know who's going to win. If you want to argue that Boston's going to win, I'm not going to argue against you because I think Boston's a decent team.
Yeah, look at Bear County's already calling this
Calling
shot.
it 112-98. I am cheering for the Mavericks, man. I don't consider them a Spurs rival. I'm cheering for the Mavericks. I have the Mavericks in 6. I think they'll get the split. Whether they win game 1 or 2, they're going to win 1 over there. And what I like about Luka is he hears the crowd and he shuts the crowd up. Isn't that a throwback to the 90s? Remember Reggie Miller? Choke. Reggie Miller, grabbing his crotch and all that stuff.
He was talking some mad trash with Spike, dude.
When he put Gobert on skates the other day, Luka just started cussing at him, and he was like, he's speaking Slovenian? No, he wasn't. He was calling him a memeffer the entire time. What are you talking about? But they'll get the split. They'll get the split. Jaylen Brown's going to go off. Jason Tatum, time is yours, baby. This is your time. We've been waiting this entire time for you, Jason Tatum. You're the best. One of the best regular season
I think
players.
the spotlight's going to be too bright for Jason Tatum. I think his boy Brown's going to have to go ahead and take the reins.
Yeah.
Jaylen
Brown at some point. Now on the other side in La La Land, I like what I hear out of Los Angeles with the LA Lakers because they're doing a change of course. Now, we've been talking about this the past 3 or 4 weeks, all the rumors and innuendo that JJ Redick was going to be next in line. The chosen one from the chosen one, right? That LeBron James was going to anoint JJ Redick as the new head coach of the LA Lakers because why? Who picks the coaches in LeBron land? LeBron does, right?
But this time it's different.
This time it's different because Rob Pelinka and the LA Lakers are changing it up a little bit. They're saying, you know what? This is what I take out of it. They realize that LeBron is on the last year or two.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, LeBron has a player option this year. LeBron can skip this year if he wants to go to another team. LeBron theoretically could be a Spur this year. Theoretically,
he
right?
wants to play with Bronny.
If he wants to play with Bronny, right? But right now, the news coming out is that, according to ESPN, Wojbomb, that the LA Lakers are targeting Connecticut men's basketball coach Dan Hurley, who led the UConn to back-to-back championships. So think about that. The Lakers, historically, legendarily, 20 years ago, tried going after Mike Krzyzewski out of Duke. And Krzyzewski, Coach K, was like, on the fence about it, looked like he was going to go. And then he, at the last minute, says, no, I'm going to stay at Duke. And he had that legendary career continuing at Duke. But to go after Dan Hurley, who, by the way, his dad was like one of the greatest high school coaches of all time.
Yeah.
Dan Hurley's brother is Bobby Hurley, one of the greatest Duke
Point
basketball
guards.
players of all time. He's now the head coach, I believe, at Arizona State.
Yeah.
But Dan Hurley going out there at his age, which is still 51 years old, still a young man.
Still got to let it tread on the tire, Mike.
Now, people are asking the question, why would he consider this? Because not a lot of head coaches come from the college ranks, right? Back in the day, remember Jerry Tarkanian with the Spurs?
Biting the towel.
Very few have succeeded. We've seen coaches like Larry Brown succeed at both levels when he was with Kansas, and then he went to the NBA and did a fantastic job, long career in the NBA. But this might be the byproduct of NIL. Because UConn, the Huskies, you think they got a lot of NIL money? We've been talking about this the past couple of weeks.
Them players now, man. Come on.
Well, what's going on in Arkansas right now?
Jerry
Jones,
Tyson Foods,
Walmart, throwing up all that NIL money to prop up Arkansas's basketball team.
Yeah.
Do you think that UConn can stay UConn in NIL land? Because right now, NIL has been around for a couple of years. but we're really going to see the next wave of it, because right now, if you are playing as a junior or senior, you were around when NIL did not exist.
Yeah, I remember all the times when players were getting fined, and not fined, but banned, and you had penalties being assessed to them. That
Yeah.
they had to miss so many games because they took money to sign autographs or took money
Mhm.
for other various purposes. This is putting, I think, the power in the hands of the athlete, but at the same time, it diminishes what these organizations, these colleges can do.
Because there's some schools that have more money than others.
Exactly.
This is turning into Major League Baseball, where you have the Oakland A's down here or the Las Vegas A's down here, and you've got the New York Yankees and LA Dodgers up
Case
here.
in point, comparing UIW to UTSA, what do you think has more money?
Exactly. Just look at the facilities.
Exactly.
Just look at the facilities. And the NIL money and the schools being able to pay directly to the players makes it so that only Power 5 teams
Can compete.
Yeah. And in college basketball, it's different than college football. College football is all about the SEC and the Big Ten, right? College basketball, the Atlantic 10, the Big East.
Look at what
Those
D'Lo
are the
says.
those are the schools for basketball.
Yeah.
And now with no NIL money to be had, I mean, don't get me wrong, they have NIL money,
Yeah.
but they've got like pocket change compared to Kentucky
Yeah.
and compared to what's going to be going on with Arkansas.
You got people there, the alum, that have big pockets. You know, in case in point, look what D'Lo says. NIL destroyed UTA's chances of ever joining a P5 conference.
Power 5. So who's asking the question? Sith, explain NIL to me. Okay. So name, image, and likeness. So back in the day, thanks to Ed O'Bannon's trial, Ed O'Bannon was a college basketball star with UCLA back in the day. He was noticing that video games were out there
with their likeness,
and name and their stats and their height and weight and abilities. And he was like, well, why are schools making money off of this when all we got was a scholarship to a school to an education we may not have wanted?
Yeah.
Right. We couldn't make any money. We couldn't have side jobs because we didn't have time to. And college football players and college basketball players were just broke. And meantime, you had the Nick Sabans of the world, the Mac Browns of the world, the Coach K's of the world, depending on what sport you're in.
Riding around in Ferraris.
Riding around and getting paid not only in money, but in mansions.
Yeah.
Nick Saban was given a mansion.
Yeah. Dude, he was riding around to practice in a Ferrari. Man.
So it was a system where the players weren't getting anything. So Ed O'Bannon took that to trial. And it was an antitrust law rule. And it came down that they were saying that, you know what, name, image, and likeness needs to be compensated to the players. And on top of that, you had some legal precedents when it came to it all, where they were saying, you know what, this is an antitrust issue. Antitrust means you can't run a monopoly, right?
Exactly.
And monopoly is more than a video game. It's just basically saying that you can't just control a segment of society, a segment of business, because that's what college sports is. College sports, first and foremost, is a business, especially when it comes to football and basketball.
Yeah, you got to pay to play. You have to pay to be in these conferences, and then you're going to share in the deals, and you have to actually pay to play against other teams and other schools.
100%.
You know?
And now there's, because of NIL and because of the desire for college football, because college football controls all the other sports.
Oh, yeah.
You see this contraction going on, right? Where you saw the Pac-12 go away. You saw really the Power 5 conferences really was going down to like a Power 4 because the Pac-12 is no more. They got most of them went to the Big 12, and you see the Big 12. They went to the Big 10 rather, and the Big 12 has changed and added schools and lost schools. UT and OU now going to the SEC. But this is having an effect on all the other schools, because that might be great when it comes to SEC football to have Texas and Oklahoma there. That might be great to have, USC and UCLA play in the Big 10.
Yeah.
But how it impacts all the other sports is different. Because in basketball, the Big East with Georgetown, with Syracuse, the Atlantic 10 with UConn and Seton Hall and Temple, and you have all of these schools that are in the Philadelphia area, right?
Yeah.
And then you have other schools that are really good, like Gonzaga and Dayton and all these mid-majors who are looking around going, well, wait a minute. All these moves in football are great for you, but for basketball, it sucks for us.
They ain't getting nothing
because we're not going to get crumbs.
Yeah.
And now all this money's going in for NIL to pay the players and to pay the coaches. It's going to make it difficult for a team like Gonzaga to stay on top. Now, they're still on top now. They're still a good school now simply because the players that they have now, they got before NIL.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see the second generation of players. And when I say generation, I'm not talking every 25 years. I'm talking every 4 year segments coming around.
Yeah, because you got to, your seniors moving on.
Sith coming out saying Fred's Fish Fry, Sugars, and Pollo Loco are going to be the ones that contribute to UTSA. San Antonio's broke, man. San Antonio's a poor city. It is what it is.
Who are the large NIL contributors to UTSA and
you know what?
Previous alum?
It's alumni.
Yeah.
It's alumni. I get the letter every freaking month. It is alumni. But think about the Lakers. Let's go back to the Lakers. Because the Lakers reportedly are going to make a huge offer for UConn men's basketball coach Dan Hurley. This is a long-term move. This is basically saying LeBron James be damned.
Yeah.
This is them saying we're tired of getting rid of all our first-round draft picks in order to appease a superstar. That's what this is. And I'm not saying that it's an outright rebuke of LeBron James, but when you look at this is them signaling to everybody, we're going to actually try to develop our own players. Because when you bring Dan Hurley over, back-to-back national champion head coach of UConn, he ain't going to sign for 2 years.
Nah, he's going to want a 4-year deal,
This
man.
isn't Ty Lue. This isn't,
Who? Ty Lue?
Tyrone Lue. This is somebody who they're going to have to sign. I don't think it's going to be 4 years, dude. I bet you it's an 8-year deal.
No, man. I don't think the Lakers are going to want to go that far.
Well, then he's going to tell them to go screw him.
Because you know what's going to happen with the Lakers? When you sign up with the Lakers to become the head coach, you're graded by how far the team is going to go. And if the team doesn't win in the big moments, which is going to be the playoffs, if you're not getting to the Western Conference Finals or the semifinals, you gone.
Well, Jesse A said, nah, Lakers drafting Bronny to appease LeBron. Well, maybe this is actually a good collaboration for both sides, right? Because if they draft Bronny, do you think Bronny's going to learn from J.J. Redick?
Hell no.
What has J.J. Redick coached? Now, if J.J. Redick is going to coach established players, like Jason Kidd is trying to and things like that, then that's one thing. But if you're bringing in rookies now and you're trying to bring Bronny James up, he's not going to learn one thing from a J.J. Redick. He's going to learn from a guy like UConn head coach Dan Hurley.
Yeah. It's funny that you said Bronny because we do have that. It's a good segue into that conversation that Dan Patrick had with Channing Frye about Bronny James. I'll go ahead and play the excerpt.
Former
from
NBA
it.
player to Channing Frye.
So let's go ahead and play the audio. Let me put. I don't know if they can hear it. Let me go.
Oh, I can hear it.
Yeah, I know you can, but I don't know if they can. So let me do this. It might echo, but
we have a bet. In fact, we just made the bet. I'm taking Bronny James to be drafted in the first round.
Oh, dang, that's a good bet. I heard you talking about this.
Pie to the face is at stake here.
Is he going in the first round? Does San Antonio have a pick in the first round?
Oh, you're saying San Antonio could be the landing spot?
If that was my son, I would want him to go to San Antonio. If that was my son, and he was that famous, why? Number one, the system. He's not in a big city. And two, you are literally getting ready to play with the face of the league, Victor Wembanyama. So I'm not thinking about this year or next year. I'm thinking about the next 10 to 15 years. Who do you want to be around? And to me, that's Victor Wembanyama.
All right, Paulie, do the Spurs have a first-round draft pick?
They do, but it's the 4th overall pick.
That won't happen.
Nah.
They have the
second round.
and they have the
Second
5th pick of round 2.
Okay.
Okay. Second round.
Okay.
see, so there you go. He's talking about Bronny James.
Yeah, Channing Frye on the Dan Patrick Show, courtesy of Fox Sports Radio. Everyone's just trying to find a landing spot for Bronny.
But he's not a first rounder, bro.
You see all the mock drafts that are out there. Some have him going first round, number 17 to the Lakers. Others are like, well, maybe the Lakers can get him at the end of the second round. But it just shows that he's not the talent. This is nepotism at its finest. He's a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
He's not going to be drafted because he is a talented player. He's going to be drafted because his dad is LeBron. And I saw a couple of mock drafts.
Bronny's like what, 6 foot, 6'1"?
6'1". He's not LeBron.
He's not.
He's not LeBron 6'9", 280. He's built like a point guard, but
Yep.
he doesn't play point. He plays more of a shooting guard type of thing. We have this complaint about Rob Dillingham, but then again, Bronny played well during the combine. He shot well during the combine. That's going to be one of the storylines that we're going to hear on June 26th when the draft takes place, and June 27th when the second round gets going. Spurs have 2 first rounders, number 4, number 8 have 2 second rounders. If the Spurs were to use a second rounder on him, I wouldn't care. Because
They have him at what? They have 5 and 35, something like that.
Well, they've got 4, 8, 35, and somewhere in the late 40s is where they have. And the Spurs right now, they have 4, 8, 35, and 48.
Yeah.
And according to Tankathon, the Spurs have the best draft power in the entire draft. Portland, the second best. Washington Wizards, the third. And then Atlanta, who only has 1 pick, by the way, the number 1 overall pick, is considered to have the 4th best draft power ranking for this upcoming year. D'Lo reaches out to us and says, LeBron is a senior citizen, AD made of glass. Bronny is their first-round draft pick, and they're hiring a podcast host as head coach. Lakers are cooked. But again, JJ Redick does not appear to be the guy, according to all the Woj bombs of the world, the Shamsharani of the world. They're coming out saying the Lakers are going to make a Godfather offer to the head coach of UConn basketball team, and that's not a 4-year deal, man. That's got to be something big, man. That's got to be a big-time commitment that they're going to be doing to him, man. I don't see this being, oh, we're going to sign him for 2 or 3 years. Why would he leave UConn? Why would he leave UConn for that?
Look at David Outwater. Think about LeBron at the Frost Center. Hey, he would bring in the draw. He would bring in the crowd.
Now, Hurley right now makes $4.9 million per year.
That's at the collegiate level.
At the collegiate level.
Yeah.
Now, the speculation, according to Sportico.com, which is a business sports, it says Hurley would owe UConn $1.9 million in back compensation.
That's nothing in the grand scheme of things. You give up $1.9 million and you go and get an NBA deal worth maybe 3-4 times that.
See, but $1.9 million is not $1.9 million. That's $1.9 million after tax. When you factor it all in, that's $3.5 million pre-tax.
Yeah.
So that is a big hickey right there. So if this is going to happen, it's going to be more than a $5 million a year salary. It's probably going to have to be in the range of about 11 million per year.
He's going to have to take the hit in that first year.
Yeah. D'Lo saying just buy his contract out. But, there's, I don't know how that works tax-wise or legally. So, but it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And again, why are they doing this? Long-term approach. The Band-Aid is JJ Redick, but JJ Redick is two-year deal, $10 million, right?
Yeah.
Getting Hurley over there. He ain't going to go there for 2 years.
You know who was advocating for Hurley from the Lakers? Anthony Davis. LeBron James.
Yeah.
They both want him there as their head coach.
Well, LeBron's going to say that wherever he goes. He's going to say that whatever, you know.
But the surprising part to me was Anthony Davis advocating for Hurley because we all know, like you were saying, LeBron's probably going to be out the door at some point here. He is at the tail end of his career. Anthony Davis still has quite many years to play,
He does.
So him advocating for Hurley says, hey, I want this guy as my coach.
I think there needs to be that change in mindset of instead of us just going out and getting free agent, giving up draft capital every single time, maybe we need to build some of our own. Maybe we need to have a future, more stability, more predictability within the organization. It's a good thing to do. If you can show my screen real fast.
Sure.
This is the Indiana Capital Chronicle newspaper there in Indiana.
Oh, God.
Congress is now getting into the mix when it comes to the fouling of Caitlin Clark. Thanks to Republican Congressman Jim Banks. I thought he was a state rep. No, he's a U.S. congressman. He is calling out the WNBA for the foul treatment of Caitlin Clark. Again, he is from Indiana. 3rd District of Indiana. Who does she play for? The Indiana Fever, right? Story goes on to say that he wrote a letter to WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert where he said, quote, Caitlin Clark has experienced resentment and repeated attack from fellow players during her first season, and he would like something to be done about it.
Is he up for re-election?
Every 2 years they are. So in November, right? Got to protect Caitlin, right?
Kissing the babies.
Yeah.
Advocating for Caitlin.
I love this conversation piece because Caitlin Clark the other day basically said, well, whatever. She's like, was very flippant about the whole situation because they are targeting her. They are targeting her. The other players, it's not rookie hazing. It's not welcome to the league. It's not any of that. They're targeting her. And everybody knows it. Everybody sees it. They're biting the hand that feeds them. And what the commissioner of the WNBA needs to do is clamp down on all these players. This makes news because you have a congressman getting involved, but that's how big of a deal it is.
Is it hazing at this point?
No, it's beyond hazing. It's more criminal than anything else.
Because they're going out there and just looking for her.
It's goons. They hate her. They're like, well, you know, she's not like Asia for the Las Vegas Aces, who's out there averaging 28 points per game right now. Why is she getting all the pub? It doesn't matter who gets the pub as long as people are watching the damn game. It doesn't matter. High tide raises all boats. It doesn't freaking matter. The WNBA, the commissioner, and especially the NBA commissioner needs to get involved and say, you touch this girl one more time that way, you are out. Not one game, not 2 games, not fined $3,000 or $5,000. They need to target these other teams and say, you are gone because you are bad for business. This is not a basketball game, Joe. This is business.
I understand.
And that is
business.
the cash cow. And if you're going to F around with the cash cow, you do not belong in the league because if they tear her ACL, she's out for 2 seasons, they are screwed. This is big business. This is not street ball. This is not Garza Park. This is not Cuellar Park. This is not 5 points. This is big business. And they need to clamp down. Now, this representative coming out and saying something, it's a great storyline, right? Because he's up for re-election and he gets his name out there.
It'd be an ESPN 30 for 30.
But the idea that people would agree with this because you know what? He's right. The WNBA needs to take better care of her. And they're shining the spotlight on it. And you know what? They're going to have those players wanting to be goons out there. Why are you doing that? You got a big raise this year compared to what you made years past. Oh.
And there we go. Midtown Texas rant alert.
Funny.
Hit the button. Hit the button for
the
the
button's
rant.
on the other side. No, but it's funny because when I saw this, I thought to myself, I was like, okay, I saw a congressman trying to protect Caitlin Clark, and I said, A, it's going to be a Republican. I said, B, it's not going to be a woman.
No, definitely not.
I knew it was going to be a guy.
But you know who should be protecting Caitlin Clark? Her own freaking teammates.
No, I agree.
Why don't they stand up for her, bro? Come on.
That is true.
Come on.
That is true. That is true. But the big picture is not that particular game. The big picture is the 34 games remaining.
Oh, yeah.
The big picture is that.
I understand that.
The big picture is they tear her knee, they give her a concussion, they break her leg, break her arm. Do you think the other games are going to be on ESPN? Or are suddenly we're going to watch Mariners Angels?
Mariners Angels. But the problem, too, is not only is Caitlin Clark's teammates not coming to her aid, what about her coach?
It's not their job, though.
You don't think it's the coach's job to protect their players?
What's the coach going to go do? Do you think Pop can stop? Pop can stop.
Make
Wemby
a statement. Get thrown out of the fucking game.
Dude,
that's what Coach Pop does when they're not making calls.
That's not
get thrown out of the game. Make a statement.
It's not calls. It's goon action.
I understand that. Make a statement.
Goon action is not anything but calls, because making calls would be like, oh my God, my guy's getting fouled.
Make a statement. Say something after the game. Advocate for your player. Her coach doesn't do nothing.
It's different, man, because it's not that she's not getting calls, because the calls are being made.
Yeah,
She's getting calls.
I get that, but the coach isn't advocating for her.
It is violent calls.
I get that.
And people are on our thread right now saying, well, it's not like she doesn't talk trash. You know what? Sticks and stones, baby, but words will never hurt me. No one's words are going to tear someone's ACL. No one's words are going to turn someone's MCL inside out. No one's words are going to break a bone. That's the thing. Who cares if she's chirping? I like chirping. Luka Dončić chirps. I don't care about that. What I don't want is for the main attraction to be demolished. Keep the same energy, because the same people who are giving crap about Caitlin Clark, saying that I'm stupid about this, are the same ones who get mad at Draymond Green, are the same ones who get mad back in the day of Ron Artest, or get mad at Patrick Beverly for or what's that guy's name? The one that looks like Ted Cruz, Grayson Allen.
Oh God.
The sad thing, I couldn't think of Grayson Allen's name. I just thought that he looks like Ted Cruz. I'd see those memes. Those guys, we get pissed off at doing that in the NBA, but they don't. Dylan Brooks, they don't do that to the stars, right? Imagine if Grayson Allen was trying to do that to John Morant, right? Imagine if Dylan Brooks or Draymond Green was trying to do that to Anthony Edwards. That's the thing. But the problem with the difference is, though, is that in the NBA, there's other stars. If John Morant goes out, there's other stars. If Anthony Edwards goes out, there's other stars. Luka Dončić goes out, there's other stars. We saw that because Embiid's out. But then in the WNBA, there's only one superstar, and that's Caitlin Clark. And the goon action going against her has to stop. And it has to be from the point of the commissioners going, you guys are gone. Not a 1-game suspension, not a $5,000 fine. It is, you're gone. Because it's not fouling anymore. It's attacking her. It's different. Goodness. Again, people are coming out saying, well, she talks a lot of trash. So what? Talking trash does not give me the right to hit somebody.
Yeah.
Does not give you the right to upend somebody, especially when the ball's not even in play. What does trash talk have to do with anything? So you're saying, who was the biggest trash talkers growing up? I remember Gary Payton used to be a trash talker, right?
Isaiah Thomas. So because they talk trash, it's okay for them to be upended? This isn't the 90s anymore. And you have to understand the business model. Everybody who's in our thread right now is probably in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, right? You are not the target audience. The target audience are teenage girls, women in their 20s, and dudes in their 20s and 30s. That is the target audience. That is the target audience. And this whole crap about, oh, well, she hasn't taken a real hit. She flops all the time. Shut up. Yeah.
Shut up. But Representative Jim Banks, shut up. You shut up too, man. You shut up too. Did this qualify as a rant?
Kind of a rant, yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, the thing is, Caitlin Clark, she hasn't said nothing after the games, getting roughed up, getting beat up. Her teammates don't come to her aid on the court, off the court, don't advocate for her after games. Coach doesn't advocate for her during the games nor after the games. Caitlin Clark, you're on an island by yourself. This is what happens when you get thrust into the spotlight.
But she can't throw a punch.
She got thrust into the spotlight, whether or not by choice. It was done because they see her greatness and they see what she can become. They see
that she's making money.
Yes,
they see the draw. She signed a $28 million shoe deal, and they're effing jealous.
They should be.
They
should be, because this happened for them.
No one wanted to watch them before. Now ratings have gone up incrementally as over the last 3 or 4 years.
I would feel a certain way too. I mean, you're a rookie, you're coming in, you're getting all these things that we didn't get. Why weren't they going to go ahead and rough her up? You know what? She can also.
No, I don't care about the roughing up. That's not it.
I know what you're saying. The goon plays.
It's the goon plays.
I get that. But the thing is, she gets knocked down to the ground and she looks at the ref like, help me. She's looking for help.
She's getting the call. But
she's getting the call. Get up and do something.
Do what?
if you get you're in a boxing match, right?
It's not a boxing
No, I'm
match.
saying this is what it's the equivalent of. You're getting punched down. You're getting thrown to the ground. When are you going to punch back? When are you going to stand up for yourself? Does it mean throwing a punch?
She can't punch back.
Does it mean throwing a punch?
No, if she punches back, that is on CNN. That's on Fox News Channel. That's on MSNBC. That is on KTSA.
I didn't say she has to punch back.
That's on KSAT.
Stand up for yourself.
No.
Get up and get in their face.
And do what?
Yell at them. Tell something.
Get clocked?
Hey, let them hit you if they want. Let them get the fine.
She's in a no-win situation.
Man,
she's in a no-win
Caitlin
situation.
Clark is soft, bro. She doesn't stick up for herself. No one else is sticking up for you. Stick up for yourself, man.
And you know what? But that's not her rep, dude. That's not her rep. That's not her job to do.
That's what happens when you go ahead and get thrust into the spotlight. Sometimes there's ill effects, and this is one of them, man.
But the ill effect is this, though. It's the jealousy of the other players. Why does the spotlight need to be on what she needs to do? Why isn't the spotlight on these girls who are going out there and hitting her and then not having the balls to go speak to the media afterwards?
What are they gonna say? Yeah, I messed up that little white girl.
It's jealousy, dude. Jealousy is such a it's such an ugly look. It's an ugly look because I don't see this. And here's the thing. It's not the Las Vegas Aces that are doing this. It's not the winning teams that are doing this. Do you know the teams that are doing this? the suck-ass teams. It's the high-end lottery teams over there that are doing
got to
this.
lose, Mike?
They ain't got crap going on.
Got to lose.
You think Asia Wilson's going to do that? Do you think Kelsey Plum's going to do that? Do you think Becky Hammond would allow one of the Aces to do it? No.
Yeah.
It's these teams that are out there that have 3-9 records that are doing this because A, no one goes to their games. B, the only reason why people are going to their games now is because they want to see Caitlin Clark. And C, they're butthurt. That is it. That is it. Entertainment bump time. Let's get to
okay.
Oh, well, you know what? Before we do that, we got to show some love to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's
Give some love to the Jefe. Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Yep. I follow and subscribe on YouTube and also on Spotify as well. Jeff on Kens5.com. Again, you can follow him on Twitter and threads at Jeff G Spurs Zone. Dropped an article right now talking about how a basketball Hall of Famer calls the Spurs Victor Wembanyama the most gifted player in the NBA. Going to hear the words or read the words of what Paul Pierce had to say.
The great Paul Pierce.
About the wheelchaired up to the
truth.
The truth. We got wheelchaired out of the finals and got wheelchaired back in.
He got his second win.
Yeah. So there's an article about that. There's more articles about that. There's a nice photo here of Mamu. Look at Mamu being thin, working out at the Rocket La Cantera.
Hey, Jesse
Very
James
nice.
Leja, when he was on the show with Fernandez doing that interview,
Yeah.
he was saying that Mamu frequents his gym and he likes to go and mix it up. He likes to hit the bags, dude. He likes to box.
That's right. And courtesy of ESPN and ABC, yesterday was the 10-year anniversary of the AC unit going out at the AT&T Center
Le Cramp.
during the 2014 NBA Finals and LeBron James cramping out of there. I was at that game. I was in the upper level, the cheap seats.
All they did was open the doors
with my
for
old
the
friend
arena.
Chris. Yeah. and
Everybody's
it
sweating, dude.
was freaking hot. I was going to post a photo of myself. This is the first time I've ever censored myself because I didn't want Swiss and those guys to get a photo of it. But I did this photo of me pretending to be cramping.
Oh,
But the reason why I didn't post it was because I was wearing chanclas.
Oh,
And I knew that someone was going to give me
man.
crap about the chanclas and
the
jeans.
toes.
I had chanclas and jeans on at the Spurs game that night.
You weren't wearing socks, right?
No.
Okay.
I wasn't wearing slides. But now we can do the entertainment bump.
All right. Do the entertainment bump. Where is it? There it is.
You know, this is the best sports talk show in San Antonio for a reason, because we do more than just sports. We do pop culture and nostalgia. And this one is a story that is both nostalgic and deals with pop culture. Joe, if I was asking the question, I posted this poll as the show was starting, already 54 votes in the last 30 minutes or so, asking the question, who is the GOAT of all time, the greatest game show host of all time? If you had to choose between Pat Sajak of Wheel of Fortune fame, Alex Trebek, the late great Alex Trebek of Jeopardy fame, the late Bob Barker of Price is Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, come on, man, Price is Right.
I was
Price is wrong.
I was doing the wheel, right? And then Richard Dawson of Family Feud. Who is your GOAT when it comes to it all?
It's got to be the great Bob Barker, dude.
All right, I'm gonna vote on your behalf.
Yeah,
for
vote on
Bob
my behalf.
Barker.
Bob Barker.
56% right now saying Bob Barker.
He's the GOAT.
29% Alex Trebek, 9% Pat Sajak, and 5.5% going to Richard Dawson.
But you know who had a great voice too? What's his name? Chuck Woolery.
Oh yeah, we'll be back in 2 and 2. So Pat Sajak, look at this photo of him with Vanna White.
Is this the real photo?
Yes, this is the real photo.
Oh man, we got to show the other one.
No,
too.
I'm good. We don't have to. So let's just do the story. Let's do the story first. So the big news is that tomorrow is the last airing of Wheel of Fortune starring Pat Sajak. After 41 seasons, he was there since the early 80s. He's retiring. I believe he's 77 years old, right around the same age as Greg Popovich. And so a couple of things. Wheel of Fortune. I have no idea how it works anymore, Joe. I tried watching Wheel of Fortune the other day. I don't get it. Okay, because when I remember Wheel of Fortune, I remember it's like you spin the wheel and you solve the puzzle. And remember back in the day where they would like pan through like this showroom, like it was Best Products back in the 80s and 90s. This showroom where they'd be like, okay, you got like $3,000 to spend. And he'd be like, okay, I'll take the couch. I'll take that big screen. I'll take that VCR and I'll take that table and that lamp. You know, you didn't spend it then and there. Now the showcase is gone, right? But now you see on there's like the $1 million placard, but they're not really winning $1 million because more stuff needs to be done.
They need to solve more puzzles. Or something.
And it's and then now they like do this type of thing where they start it before. Like he goes, well, let's get things going, and if you just know it, just solve it. And they start like revealing letters.
The speed round.
I don't understand any of it. I hadn't seen Wheel of Fortune like paid a lot of attention to it in a while, and I was watching it going, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird. By the way, can we talk about how much of a nugget Vanna White is?
I mean, she was OG, triple OG back in the day, dude.
Vanna White, they should call her Vanna Brown.
Hey, man.
She's Latina. Did you know that she is Latina?
I didn't know that, dude.
So a couple of things about it. She's Puerto Rican.
All right.
Okay, she's half Puerto Rican.
Puerto Riqueña. All right.
She was a beauty queen, right? And she kind of got her start. I'm gonna see if I can find it on YouTube real fast. She was actually a contestant on The Price is Right, and that's kind of how she got discovered because Bob Barker got hot and bothered.
Bob Barker.
So, courtesy of CBS, this was her back in the day, a nugget in the late 70s, early 80s. Let's see if we can get Vanna White up there. Oh, there she is.
She's a contestant. Look at Bob Barker, bro.
No. Oh, here comes Vanna. Back in the day. By the way, you know, call me sexist if you want, but I don't like seeing dudes displaying the prizes there these days on Drew Carey's version of The Price is Right. But Bob Barker just looking at Vanna White going, you are a nugget. And this is kind of how she got discovered. Even though she was a beauty queen and whatnot, she got discovered because Bob Barker was like, who's this hottie?
Look at him.
Does she win? That's what I got to find out. Does she win?
She bet $1. She's next. She's up next.
Oh, here we go. Nugget.
Of course, dude. Just look at her, man. Hey, man, but look at the stage and everything, dude. This was it back in the day, man.
Dude, it was my dream to be up there, man.
I would watch this show when I was a kid with my my aunts
When
and
you
my
get
grandma.
sick,
Yeah,
when you get sick or
I was at
Christmas
home.
break.
Yeah, I was at my abuelita's house on the ground, just eating my soup or whatever, looking.
This before All My Children,
Yeah.
and then it blended into Days of Our
Oh
Lives.
yeah,
And
they
then,
would watch novellas and all that all day, dude. But I was there for the Price is Right, man.
so
I was cochino though. I was a cochino little kid because I would wait for the showcase to come at the end, where they would show the girls in the bikinis and all that, and I was like, oh yeah, this is my spot right here.
The Price is Right women of the 80s. I mean, if you were to ask, like, I always say that my favorite was the girl from Walk Like an Egyptian from the Bengals.
Oh yeah.
But really, it was all about the Price is Right girls in the 80s and
man.
early 90s. Dude. I think my first the first time I looked down and went, something's going on in my
Hey man,
pants.
you were Necio too. You would wait for them to show the hot tub and they'd be right next to it in the bathing suit. Come on, man.
Everyone says they'd want to play Plinko.
That Plinko was nice.
I'd
man.
want to do the yodeling game. The
Oh, that game is so rigged, bro. Nobody ever wins, man. I've yet to see anybody win that damn game.
Would you say Nugget?
Yeah, dude, why not?
And then, of course, later on, it turns out that they all accuse Bob Barker of being inappropriate. But, never, those are your heroes,
That's my game show host right there. Hey, but you know what, man? We got to show some love to Bear County, man.
Oh, yes.
Man, they merged your face with Bob Barker, bro. That's gold, man. And they did another one, too. I think I put this one, Swiss.
The Fantasy Island.
The plane, Mike.
The podcast. Now, that one is good, dude. That one is gold. It is gold.
Swiss's skills are elite, man. Him and Bear County, they cook you, bro.
Now going back to Vanna and going back to Pat Sajak. Pat Sajak, by the way, his claim to fame, he won a radio contest.
Oh, really?
Right? So me and Pat Sajak have something in common. He won a radio contest. He went to Vietnam. And the Robin Williams Good Morning Vietnam, the radio network, the Army radio network, he did that in Vietnam.
Really?
And on top of that, he goes home. He's working for a radio station, does a little bit of news, gets picked up as a news reporter. And he's in Nashville, and he gets discovered over there, and he becomes a game show host. Now, Vanna White has not announced her retirement.
Yeah, she should, though, man.
I mean, still a Nugget. Don't get me wrong, but
what's her age now? She's like what's close to 70 now?
Yeah, she's getting kind of close up there. She's born in 1957, so that's 67 years old. She's 67.
Damn.
But she doesn't have to turn the things anymore, dude. It's like LEDs.
Oh yeah,
she's touchscreens. Boom.
it turns now.
Remember back in the day, she had to have get the nail in.
Yeah, and you have to turn
and do that. The new host of Price is Right's been revealed.
Oh, really?
And it's somebody that I'm annoyed by. And we're about the same age, so it pisses me off because I know he'll be around forever. Ryan Seacrest.
He's going to be the new host of The Price is Right or Wheel of Fortune?
Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, okay. Because I'll say The Price is Right is Drew Carey.
Yeah, Drew Carey does a pretty good job.
Does a good job, bro.
He does a good job. So my question is, if there is a movie about Wheel of Fortune, isn't Sydney Sweeney supposed to be like
hey,
shouldn't she be Vanna White?
Vanna White.
That's what I'm thinking about, man. But going back to like in time, Press Your Luck was my favorite game show back in the day. No whammies, stop. And then you hear that story later on. There's a Netflix documentary about the guy who cracked the code on that game, and he won tens of thousands of dollars and never got eliminated because he knew the pattern, because he followed these he would go VHS tapes and he'd go line by line by line, and he knew the pattern. He'd memorized it. And he was there going, winning prize after prize after prize after prize. Press Your Luck was good, but Love Connection.
Chuck Woolery, man.
That was the name of the show, right? Or was it
Love Connection?
Okay. Love Connection and The Dating Game.
Those are great.
Was that Bob Eubanks?
No. Bob Eubanks.
No, let me see. Your Dating Game host was
Drew was talking about this, man. Where is it? Let me find his comment.
The Dating Game was Chuck Woolery.
Yeah, Chuck Woolery, dude.
So was it Love Connection host?
I think it was a Love Connection.
You know which one I'm talking about, right? With the guy, they would always say, when making whoopee.
Yeah, making whoopee. I think it was Chuck Woolery.
But there was somebody else. I'm looking up when making whoopee. The Newlywed Game.
Yes, the Newlywed Game. There you go.
The sad thing is that people follow along. Not only do we pay attention to those who are,
look at what Drew was saying. He's saying wrong when you were talking about Price is Right and Wheel of Fortune. Is that the Love Connection and Chuck Woolery is the best host of all time. Chuck was the OG Wheel of Fortune host, and then look at this Love Connection, greatest show of all time.
I mean,
that was entertainment, dude.
Okay, so the Newlywed Game was cool because they'd be like, we talked to your partner before the show and they said this, and then they pick up the sign. But then Love Connection wasn't that the one where they would go on a date and then they would come back and say what happened the day before, or was that the dating game? Either one. If it involved Chuck Woolery, I was all about it. And he would always say, we'll be back in 2 and 2.
Yeah, he would do that.
2 and 2.
2 and 2. Chuck Woolery was smooth with it, bro. And he had a great voice.
He did. He had the hair, everything,
man.
And it's funny because Saturday Night Live makes fun of this sometimes, where they go back and they do these game shows where they say all this and this and this happened, but then we went back to my place and
who else was was not low key, but was cochino as hell? The guy from Family Feud, the OG host. The guy that was always kissing everybody.
Richard Dawson.
Yeah, dude. That dude was a dirty birdie, bro.
Now, Steve Harvey does a really good job. So Family Feud might be the best game show of all time. Okay. The ones that I've been addicted to, like right now, just at home, if I'm flipping through channels and Family Feud comes on.
Yeah, you watch it.
I'm watching. And I find myself going, I'll watch 2 episodes. And before you know it, you go 3 or 4 episodes in. Who wants to be a millionaire, dude?
Look at that. Sith Elias was saying the same thing. Who was the OG Family Feud host? He'd kiss people's wives, daughters in front of their significant others, dads. He'd give a damn.
Dude, they made fun of that in European Vacation with Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. Because remember, they were pigs in a poke?
Yeah.
And they're out there doing this game show. And the host would go over there and basically kiss their neck and make out with them. And then he kissed the daughter. I mean, it came from somewhere, and it was that.
Jeez, man.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, but that game show host, he also came out in that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, The Running Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in The Running Man as well.
Best list of nuggets. All the women throughout the years on Price is Right or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? With Pilar Lastra from San Antonio over there.
No, man, it has to be the Price is Right, bro.
It's close.
Price is Right. Girls were elite.
Nostalgic, The Price is Right, because it was one of those things where we're of a certain age where we're looking at that going, there's something special about this. I just can't put my finger on it. And then you look down and you're like, why is this thing standing up? So congratulations to
Richard
Pat
Dawson was an actor from England. He was in Hogan's Heroes Forever.
Yeah, he was. And Richard Dawson also did another game. He did the match game, I think, is the other game that he did back in the day. But
he had that charisma, dude.
Vanna White, though, Latina, you can tell. Okay, so if you were to put her up with the Latinas of the early '80s, okay, so we've got Daisy Duke, who no one knew was Latina. You had Wonder Woman, who no one knew was Latina, and you had Vanna White, who no one knew was Latina. All three, everyone thought was white. Take whichever one. I'll take Daisy Duke.
Oh, Daisy Duke was elite, bro.
She was elite. All right. There's no way to segue into this next one, but I guess we can say it's another end of an era. When it comes to soda, the silver medalist, it's an Olympic year. The silver medalist every year is Pepsi. And it's been Pepsi since the 1930s.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola's king, right? It's the number one soda. Until the day I die will be the number one soda. It will never be Fanta.
Never Fanta?
Never Fanta.
Which is your favorite Fanta, girl? The purple,
the grape one. It was yours too. It was. Those questions were like, "Who was your favorite Spice Girl?" Baby.
Oh man,
I'm a Baby Spice green grape Fanta girl kind of guy. Okay, so I'm gonna tweet that later on. But when it comes to soda, the number one has always been Coca-Cola. The new numbers came out for 2023, as they go back and see how much was bought, how much was sold, and all of that stuff, right? What would you guess is the number 2 soda in the United States?
Sadly, I'd have to say Coca-Cola, bro.
No, number 1's Coca-Cola.
Is it?
What's
okay,
number 2?
2 would be Pepsi, no doubt.
No. Pepsi's dethroned.
Really?
They've been number 2 since the 1930s.
It's not Pepsi
It's
no
not
more?
Pepsi no more.
Damn. The only other thing I can think of would be like, if it's not Pepsi, a Sprite.
Sprite's number 4.
Damn.
So number 1 is Coke. Number 3 is Pepsi. So Coke has a 19.2% share. So basically, 1 out of 5 sodas drank in the United States
Coca-Cola.
is Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
No, just Coca-Cola.
Okay,
Classic.
Coca-Cola.
8.3% is Pepsi. They're the third.
Okay.
Sprite, 8.1%.
Mountain Dew?
Diet Coke is number 5 at 7.8%. And
Okay.
Mountain Dew is 6.
Damn.
The number 2, coming out of the great state of Texas, Waco, Texas, Dr. Pepper.
What? Dr. Pepper. You know what? I'm gonna probably piss people off, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. Me and my niece, we love us some Diet Dr. B from HEB, bro.
Okay,
That
it's
Diet,
not bad. Not
Diet
bad.
Dr. B hits different, bro. When it's cold, I'll take that over a Dr. Pepper any day.
You know, but you also drink out of the water hose, so I don't know
Hey,
if I
man,
can trust you.
I'm
when it comes
telling
to
you,
that.
man, that Diet Dr. B is good stuff, bro.
Jason Garcia coming out and saying the doctor is in. So it's funny because it looks like they tied, right? The deep Dr. Pepper at 8.3%, Pepsi at 8.3%. But they were saying that, but fractionally, Dr. Pepper had a little bit more in sales. But Dr. Pepper, created in 1980, this is according to Wikipedia, out by a man named Charles Alderton in Waco, Texas. First served around in 1885. So think about that. 140 years after it was created, almost 140 years, it became the second most popular soda in the United States. And there are some people who can't stand Dr. Pepper. And there's others who are addicted to it.
Hey, look at Jesse A. They have a big pack of Dr. Zero at Costco for the price and taste. Can't beat it, man. I'm telling you, the other little derivatives that coming off of Dr. Pepper,
No, man.
Diet Dr. B. If I poured you a Diet Dr. B and a Dr. Pepper, I bet you go for the Diet
Well,
Dr.
it's the same
B.
way with Pepsi and Coke.
It's
You know,
good stuff,
remember
man.
the Pepsi challenge back in the 80s?
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, more people prefer Pepsi, but they drink Coca-Cola because out of habit, or they think that it tastes better. You do a blind taste test and it's not. But Dr. Pepper, just resilient in what it does.
Diet Dr. Pepper is good too, man.
Dude, the Dr. Pepper 10,
I've had that.
pretty elite.
It's all right.
Pretty elite.
It's all right.
But I like going on and on about how this all got created. But Dr. Pepper, 139 years later,
No cocaine in Dr. Pepper?
no cocaine.
Only in Coca-Cola.
But they were talking about how young people are drinking Dr. Pepper more often, because if you take a look at what they've done the last 15 years, they created Dr. Pepper 10. 10 years ago, Dr. Pepper Vanilla.
That was nasty.
5 years ago, Dr. Pepper Berry.
I like Diet Dr. Pepper Cherry, dude. Damn, that shit's good.
And look at what they've done the last 4 years. Last 5 years. They've come out with Dr. Pepper Dark Berry, Dr. Pepper Cream Soda, Dr. Pepper Pepper Cream, Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar, Dr. Pepper Cherry Zero,
Yeah, that's my jam.
Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda Zero,
They have a raspberry flavor too. It's pretty
Dr.
good.
Pepper Strawberries and Cream, Dr. Pepper Strawberries and Cream Zero Sugar. They have Dr. Pepper Coconut and Coconut Zero. I haven't tried that one. Seems right up my alley.
They named a drink after you, Mike.
And in Europe, they only have 4 flavors, but in the United States, we got
Oh.
like 20. Man, I mean, Baja Blast was not listed, by the way.
Jeez, bro. You got to be of a certain age to be drinking that.
D-Lo
man.
coming out saying Coke Zero is the greatest creation in mankind history.
Hey,
D-Lo,
Coke Zero's
we
good.
talked about it before on this show.
That's the move, man.
Coke Zero is Diet Coke for men.
It's good stuff, man.
That's why the lettering's all black. The font is directed towards men.
It's masculine.
Whereas you look at the Diet Coke, it's like this is wavy thing.
Even the
going on.
bottle's curvy with the Diet Coke. I mean, come on, bro.
Even the bottle's sexy.
It's not marketed for men. If you put a straw in the Diet Coke and you're drinking it and you're a man, there's something wrong with you, bro.
Yeah, Sith coming out saying that he likes Dr. Pepper Orange, or was that Coke? I think that was Coke that had that one.
Look at that. To get a bit serious, today is the 80th anniversary of D-Day, man. Yeah, I've seen that as well.
Well, if we're going to merge military and Dr. Pepper, wouldn't you say the resurgence came up with Forrest Gump?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because remember, he drank all those Dr. Peppers?
Well, when he was in the White House.
Now, me and my ex would always ask the question, what's the plural of Dr. Pepper? Is it Dr. Peppers or is it Doctor's Pepper?
I like Midtown, Texas. Mike drinks Dr. Pepper coconut in the shower.
while peeing, brushing my teeth, and watching
Dude,
TikToks.
don't pee in the shower, man. You can wait till you get out the shower, bro. Why pee in the shower?
Because it's going down the drain anyway.
Nah, that's nasty, dude.
You think I'm going to break my neck on a slippery floor to go piss?
You don't have to. That's why you have a runner, dude. You don't have a runner in your bathroom?
No, I put a towel down.
Oh, bro, that's ghetto, man.
Come on, man.
You're ghetto, bro.
I got nice towel down there, and I got my dog.
I got towel in my bathroom too, but we got like a runner where you step down when you come out of the shower. You step on the runner, you get your towel, you towel off. I mean, not gonna slip.
Nah, I'm good.
No,
I'm good. Got some breaking. Well, I don't know if it's breaking news. Actually, might actually be. You want to go onto my screen? According to TMZ Sports, this was released during the show. By the way,
jeez, man.
Cops called out to check on boxer Ryan Garcia after a hotel incident. This is the first I'm hearing of it, by the way.
Coco's a hell of a drug.
This came out within the past hour. It says Ryan Garcia was checked out by cops at a fancy Los Angeles hotel Wednesday night after a family member called police saying that they were concerned about the boxer's well-being. He's 25 years old. This happened at the Waldorf Astoria in Beverly Hills. Police were brought out for a welfare check. Sources say the cops spoke to Ryan Garcia at the hotel, determined that he was okay and not a harm to himself or to others, that no crime was being committed, so everybody went on their way. Again, 25-year-old Garcia defeated Devin Haney, but then again, he was also considered to have failed PED tests thereafter. A couple of them failed. He has since said that he wants to take over for Mike Tyson against Jake Paul in that fight that was supposed to happen. But something's up with Ryan Garcia. If I was to do a celebrity death pool, Ryan Garcia would be in the first round. Have you ever done that, Joe?
No.
Do you know what a celebrity death pool is?
Oh, I know what it is.
Mike Taylor has had that for many years.
Celebrity Death Watch.
First of all, I did it a long time ago. Now, what made ours different than what we had with Mike Taylor? Now, I didn't do Mike Taylor's, right?
Yeah.
Mike Taylor's was kind of cheaters, though, man, because they would do their death pool, and if they found out someone was dying, you could then pick them up on waivers.
Yeah.
No, we had to pick people who were like healthy,
yeah, man.
or not declared to be dying. And there was one year where I had like 6 of my 10 draftees die.
Damn.
And it's kind of brutal, but the
younger they were, the more points you got.
Right?
Yeah.
So you get 75 points because he's 25 years old. 100 minus 25.
Yeah, man.
Like when I said Pope John Paul II would die, he was like 90 years old, right?
Yes, I think they even had Betty White.
I got like 8 points. Faye Ray was one that I had.
Oh yeah,
and she was like, I got like 2 points for her. She was the actress that was
King Kong.
Yeah. Dude. I'm impressed that no one knows who Faye Ray is except for me, you, and Anthony Pittman.
No, I remember her from King Kong, dude.
Yeah.
But
but now, interesting. Sith, the word woke is not allowed in our show, by the way. He says, have you all seen the new woke Star Wars show? Woke is a word being used by people who don't know how to describe something that they don't like.
Yeah, so what they're doing is they have that new show called The Acolyte, dude. And I was talking to Jeff about it actually before the show. I tried to call him yesterday, but he was busy. So I called him this morning, like at 10:07 or something, right before we did the show. And I was talking with Hefe, and I was like, Jeff, you seen the new Acolyte? He's like, yeah. I tell him, this ain't it, dude. I said, I watched it. I'm out after the first 2 episodes. And nothing because of that, but it's just bad, dude. It was not entertaining to me. It was boring. It suffered from poor storyline, poor acting. It was just all over the place. It was a poor product, dude. At the end of the day, I'm out. I'm not watching it.
A lot of people are complaining right now about the changes in things going on from like, they're doing the Little Mermaid with an African-American singer. They're redoing a lot of these with minorities, and people get upset and they call it woke and all that stuff. Whenever I hear the word woke and I see someone say it, I just think a little bit less of the person for a minute or two. Maybe not forever, but for a minute or two, dude. Like whenever I hear someone say woke to something because they don't like something,
Yeah.
it's a lame term.
No, I don't think he's
use.
saying it because he doesn't like it. I'm just saying it. He's just saying it because of the characters in there.
Drew Show saying the Acolyte even had the Matrix chick. Oh,
Yeah,
it was
Carrie Ann Moss. They killed her ass off real quick, dude.
Well, Carrie Ann Moss, I mean, great pickup in 1999, right? I mean, the Matrix was a long time ago, dude. And Sid is saying woke Star Wars show is how the headlines are putting out. The headlines from where? The people who use the word woke to describe everything that they don't like.
Yeah.
You know, like if I don't like my breakfast, well, that's a woke breakfast. It's a lazy term being used in the media, and really, it's just politicizing everything. Like, oh my God, they have a gay character. Oh my God, they have a black. How can the most recent one that I've heard of, new James Bond being black? Why would somebody care?
Yeah.
Why would somebody care?
They didn't watch the movie anyway, so it don't matter.
Goodness, I'm going to be.
No, don't go on a rant.
What's going on? Ray J speaking out about Kim Kardashian's sex tape made OnlyFans possible. Did it help or hurt culture?
Jeez, bro.
Ray J,
that boy, man, he needs to go away, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but did you see this? This is interesting to me. So check this out. Breaking news that just happened here not too long ago while we were doing the show.
Yeah.
Front Office Sports was a legitimate outlet. A group of over 2.4 million subscribers to NFL Sunday Ticket on DirecTV are alleging the NFL artificially drives up prices for the channel. The NFL is facing potentially $21 billion in damages, one of the biggest legal challenges in the NFL's media model in years, because they're claiming that they're inflating the prices, I guess, when it gets closer to the NFL season starting. So they're driving the prices to NFL Sunday Ticket up.
Well, what I don't like about NFL Sunday Ticket is that you can't get out of it.
It's a contract
during the season.
Yeah, it's a contract.
You know, and they renew you without informing you that you're going to be renewed.
Yeah.
So if you decide that you don't want to have it anymore, they're like, well, screw it.
And then you have
you're there.
The NFL Red Zone too.
And which would you rather have, Sunday Ticket or Red Zone?
Red Zone, bro.
Yeah, I can buy that.
I'd rather watch all these games at once.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. All the games that happen on Monday, right? So now you have some weeks where you have 2 Monday night games.
Yeah.
And then you have some nights where you have 2 Thursday night games and then the occasional Saturday game. It makes having the ticket or Red Zone irrelevant when you only have like 6 games going on. You know, it's great when there's 8 to 10 games going on. But when there's 4 or 5, I can picture that thing, dude. I don't need to have it.
Yeah, the other thing is that I saw too is this came out, breaking news here too. The Chiefs canceled today's practice after a player had a medical emergency and was taken by ambulance to the hospital.
Wow.
They said the player is in stable condition per the team, but they haven't released any other details.
Ooh, I wonder who's the kicker.
The kicker, oh God.
Let's show my screen real fast. Adam Schefter of ESPN says this is the new Winter Warrior jersey for the Minnesota Vikings.
Looks nice, bro.
I like it, dude. I like it a lot.
Looks nice.
It looks sweet.
That's not Marbach nice. That's nice.
They made the announcement about an all-white uniform earlier this year, but there's something different about this white. This isn't white. This is like shiny white, or as they say, shiny white. I like it, dude. I like it a lot. Drew Show saying Red Zone's the way to go.
Yeah. The Red Zone is the way to go, man. Hey, but you know, there's this other thing too that we're talking about briefly. That we're saying that TNT wasn't out of the fight for the NBA media rights.
Mm-hmm.
And again, another outlet is pointing. Front Office Sports is reporting Warner Brothers Discovery is in negotiation to secure a possible 4th smaller media rights packages. That's what the sources are telling Front Office Sports. So again, TNT isn't quite out, but they're not all in either, because a lot of the high marquee games are now going to be going to the Peacock, and they're going to be going to Amazon, and it's going to be shared by ESPN. TNT is the odd man out. They're going to get whatever's left over, you know? And unfortunately for them, that might also mean a decline in ratings because you don't have some of these marquee games.
Yeah, there's not enough to spread around, man.
It's not.
There really isn't.
I mean, what are they going to get? Just a handful of games?
Shams Charania of The Athletic is reporting that the Chicago Bulls are going to hire Billy Donovan III, the son of the head coach, Billy Donovan. So the Bulls head coach is Billy Donovan. His son, the third, is going to be the head coach of the G League team that has a San Antonio tie to it because he was an assistant coach for the Austin Spurs back in 2017. So congratulations to Billy Donovan III. Again, go ahead.
We have another thing that I was going to show. Delonte West, man, former NBA player, was arrested in Fairfax County, per Fox 5 in D.C. Police say he was served a warrant for a violation of conditions of release and charged with resisting arrest, man. I mean, this is sad to see, man. Delonte West, former NBA player, and look at what he is now, man. I mean, damn, dude. It's tough to see this, you know. I wish the brother the best. Hopefully he can get some help, and you know, but I mean, man, it's tough to watch the decline.
He's been troubled for a while. That's a mental health issue. Big time.
It is, dude. I feel bad for him though, man.
Tonight, game 1, NBA Finals, Celtics, Mavericks. Let's predict the score here. I'm gonna predict that Boston wins game 1, Mavericks win game 2. So I'm gonna say tonight. I'm going to say 114-109. Dallas covers the spread, but I believe that the Mavericks are going to kill them in the second game. What are your thoughts, Joe?
The second game, I think the Mavs are going to win this. I think the Mavs are going to win 2 games. They're going to win back-to-back games.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
Like I told you, man, I really think what's going to wind up happening that the Mavs are going to dispatch the Celtics in 5 and prove to the league that they're nothing but frauds, man. They're frauds.
And then again, the Los Angeles Lakers still have not come out with the contract offer, but the reports are from ESPN, The Athletic, that they're going after UConn head coach, Coach Hurley over there at UConn, back-to-back national champion head coach, and JJ Redick might not be the guy. Look
at Joshua A. saying, anyone know where to find the Funko Pops? You mean like these, the Victor Wembanyama Funko Pops? I got this one off of the Marbach, off of the HEB on Marbach. Puro Exit 7. They have a ton of them there, man.
So we were told by somebody earlier that they got us, right? They said that they're going to help us get some get some subscribers. And it's not just subscribers by number. I want subscribers who are going to watch the show, right?
Yeah.
So let's see here. Did we get any new subscribers as the show went on? I'm looking right now because people say they got us.
Yeah, they could be spreading the word. They're spreading the word.
906. I don't know, man. When I hear that they got us, I would have thought within the last hour and a half that we've done this show that someone would have already subscribed, but we're still stuck at 906, man. We don't party till we get to 1,000.
Yeah, man. I mean, I appreciate what they're doing, though. They're spreading the word for us. You know what, man? They were talking about hotties and Latinas and this and that, but I'm going to tell you, man, as a kid, this girl did it for me, man. When I was watching Buck Rogers, Aaron Gray from back in the day, dude. She's a hottie, dude.
I've never seen Buck Rogers.
Man, look at that, bro. The suits she would wear, dude, they were skin tight, man. Damn.
Not bad.
Not bad, dude. Buck Rogers is where it was at back in the 80s.
Well, before we go, we got to show Daisy Duke.
Oh, Lord.
What was her name again in real life?
Damn if I know. Hell if I know.
I mean, Jessica Simpson tried, failed.
Oh, dude, she was not a Daisy Duke.
Someone tell us who Daisy Duke was in real life. I'm Catherine Bach, right? That who it was? Goodness, dude, Demon Mike time. This is top tier nugget. Dare I say, even better than that one from the Battle of the Network Stars. Who was that one again? The one that was going up the.
The girl from the Fall Guy.
Yeah.
The series, The Fall Guy. Damn, what was her name? Let's see. Fall Guy.
Heather Thomas.
Yes.
The fact that I remembered, I was like, wait a minute. There's like TJ Hooker had Heather Locklear.
Yeah.
It was the other Heather. Very cool, man.
Yeah, man. Look at, you can see the picture of her from back in the day, dude. Nugget.
I 100% agree. Demon Joe time.
Yeah. No, that's your TikTok history. TikTok search history, bro.
All right, you know what? Let's
Gotta clean that up, brother.
Dude, this is you, dude.
I don't use that computer for TikTok, dude. You're the only one that
dude.
uses
I've
it.
gone on here 4 times, dude.
I don't use it
It's
for
doing
anything else.
doing the algorithm from other things, dude.
It's from you. It's all you, bro.
Before we go, let's see if the Chevy girls did anything.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness. Let's see here. What's going on?
See, man, it's your demon time, dude.
Dude, I'm not logged in, dude. I'm not logged in.
If I log you out of my TikTok and make you log into your TikTok, let's see what pops up.
Chevy girls today. Oh
God.
So, I know we showed that one yesterday, but it's a good thing to end on. I love Jess. That's a tall girl in a skirt.
Oh yeah, the tall one.
Sophie. So that's Jessica. That's Sophie. I have no idea who the thickie is, though. God, I love them.
Look at this. D'Lo's waiting on the 24-hour stream. We didn't forget.
Dude, we did an hour and 40 minutes today, like no big deal, dude.
I can't even imagine trying to do a 24-hour show. We're gonna need help, man. We'd have to do something with like the baton, passing the baton to Taylor.
I think I'd have no problem. Like for those of you who are on this thread,
yeah,
on the stream,
and we broke it up in segments, right? And we had like other podcasters come in.
I mean,
to the studio to keep things lively.
I think that if I just give me a piss break every once in a while, I think I could talk for 24
Get your
hours.
Bottle of Buffalo Trace.
I think I can do 24 hours in my sleep.
I don't know, dude. I think by that 6 hour, you'll be like getting tired, man.
Now on San Antonio Sports Star, the most time I did in one day, dude, I did 8 hours one day.
Damn.
I did the morning show, the midday show, and the evening show in one day.
That's a lot of hours, and it's probably even longer than that because when you're doing radio, you got to be there and you got to prep before each show.
You have to prep, and there's commercials, and there's certain things. We're just talking.
Yeah, sure.
So
that.
Do we think we can do a 24-hour show? I think I can do a 24-hour
That'd
show.
be a lot, dude.
I'm pretty sure I can, dude. I would start it like I would want to start the show late.
I think the longest that I could go would be like a 10-hour stint, dude. And I'd need a reliever. I'd have to get Steph to come in and help me do the producing.
Dude, the mindless talk. Like my family's always said this about me, that I have so much useless information in my head. Like who would have thought, dude? You and I talked about freaking Dr. Pepper. Why do I think that's an interesting
We'd
topic?
have to have a lot of bits if we're gonna do 24 hours, bro.
Oh, I don't like bits.
We got to have a bit. We got to have taste testing of, Dr. Pibb versus Dr. Pepper. We got to do stuff that's gonna be entertaining and fun because people ain't gonna just watch talking heads for 24 hours. You're not doing nothing funny, dude.
If we're raising money for something.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to be entertaining too, man. You
I
could do a
got that.
couple hours in the pool, with the shirt off.
We're trying to get people to watch, not go away. That's Joe Garcia. My name is Mike Jimenez. Hit the like button on the way out. QR code on the top left if you want to send us a tip. We'll be back tomorrow. Actually, Fernandez and Joe will be here tomorrow.
Yeah. Hosting. Fernandez will be hosting. We'll be talking some boxing and San Antonio sports, SAFC, all things San Antonio, man.
I'm going to CMA Fest in Nashville.
Jelly Roll, here you come.
Jelly Roll, Lady Wilson, Keith Urban.
Yeah.
I'm on my way.
There
Charles
you go.
Eston. See you guys next week. Joe and Fernandez tomorrow.